James Sullivan is a fluffy blue monster who works for an energy production corporation. Through portal doors, specially trained monsters move into the human world, into children's rooms, and scare them. Children's cries produce the energy that makes the monster world electric, but the job is dangerous. It is believed that a child's touch can kill a monster. Along with Sully, his friend, one-eyed green colobus Mike Wazowski, works there. Sally is a very revered employee at the firm, while Mike is just an assistant. On another workday, Mike and Sally meet their acquaintance Randall, who is confident that today he will set a record for baby screams, surpassing Sally's record holder. But he failed again. Children are so dangerous to them that even their belongings are considered poisonous, and so, because of a sock around one monster's neck, a specially trained squad in anti-radiation suits arrived at the corporation to dispose of it. But that's not the only problem that can arise. Henry J. Waterbug, the boss of the firm, fears that the firm will go bankrupt because the children are becoming more and more frightened, because if there is no screaming, there is no energy. Henry tells Sally that he is counting on him to keep the firm from going bankrupt. At the time, assistant Mike thinks only of his snake-haired girlfriend Celia, and is irresponsible about paperwork. Mike asks Sally to pick up and turn in his reports because he has to go to a restaurant with Celia. In the spooky workshop, Sully notices a portal door. Curious, he looks inside, but finds no one there. But when Sully turns around, he sees a little girl playing with his tail, and she is quite interested. Sally screams and panics and runs away from the child, but the little girl seems to like the furry giant very much and follows him. Meanwhile, Randall had done some business of his own in the girl's room and sent the door back. Sally doesn't know where to put her now. The furry cute monster disrupts Mike's date and starts the conversation by saying that he saw a door in the shop and Randall next to it. Mike assumes that Randall has decided to cheat and crank up his scores. The child runs off the bag. The monsters who see him panic. Emergency services are immediately called to the scene and Mike, along with a friend and a child, make their escape. A search begins in the city, and meanwhile the heroes drag the girl to their home, armed with improvised objects, as they still consider her dangerous. The child liked Mike's toy, but the green buddy took it away, causing loud crying. This caused the lights in their room to flash, which attracted search helicopters. The friends tried to return the toy, but it kept getting hysterical until Mike tripped and rolled into the trash can. The girl was very amused by this and laughed, which caused a power surge in the entire neighborhood. Mike tries to come up with a plan to get rid of the baby, and Sully realizes he's starting to get attached to her. As he puts her to bed, he discovers that she is afraid of Randall. Sally offers Mike to give the girl her door back, but Mike thinks he's crazy, because going to the corporation with her is extremely dangerous. They find a way out of it by making her a monster costume. Sally plays with a girl in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Mike tries to get a key to the door from the pretty secretary, to which she refuses, resenting the fact that Mike has not yet turned in the report. In the restroom, they meet Randall, from whom they hid in a cubicle, and from his conversation with his companion they learn that he is looking for a child. Mike steals a key and summons a door, but it doesn't look like a girl's door at all. Sally is against letting her in someone else's door. In the hallway, they meet Randall, who casually starts asking them about the baby. The purple monster sees Mike's picture in the newspaper, and is now convinced that Wazowski is somehow involved in the child's disappearance. Mike accuses Randall of retorting that if he hadn't decided to cheat, none of this would have happened. Randall names a time in which the baby door will be at the station and Wazowski has to get it back in time. Sally refuses to believe Randall and doesn't want to give up Boo, which is the name he gave the baby girl. Mike is determined to prove that the door is safe and decides to enter the room first. He is immediately covered by a box. Along with it, Randall comes out of the room. Sully follows him, and the trail leads him to the basement of the building. Randall is very surprised to find Mike in the box instead of a baby. As it turned out, Randall didn't care about the record. He wanted to revolutionize the bullying industry. He decided to demonstrate on Mike his machine, which he called a screamer. Sully rescues Mike and they run out of the building together, but at the very door Sully changes his mind and decides to ask his boss for help. Mr. Waterfoot didn't let him get a word in edgewise, coaxing him to show the newcomer his skills on the intimidating simulator. Sully growls, but scares not only the artificial child, but the real one as well. He tries to comfort Boo, but the girl is inconsolable. Henry recognizes that it is a human baby and treats it rather calmly. He calls for the door. Mike says the door isn't hers. Waterbug replies that it's actually their door. Randall appears by the door, and Waterbearer pushes them in. They enter the human world. Mike is angry at his friend for never listening to him, and because of this they are always getting into trouble. They met a good-natured snowman who had also been banished from the monster world. He sheltered them in his den. Sully discovers that there is a village with children nearby. He is determined to return to his world and rescue the girl. Mike is very resentful of Sully for such a betrayal and refuses to go with him. Sullivan gets into his world and saves Boo from a screamer. The Waterbearer orders Randall to stop him. An unequal battle ensues. Sully meets Mike, who apologizes to him while inadvertently helping him defeat an invisible lizard. Sully, Mike, and Boo head to the door station to catch up with the right one. Randall ties up behind them, and the company evades him by traveling from door to door. At one point, Randall manages to snatch the girl and he even almost throws Sullivan down, but the girl suddenly oak-reared and protected her furry friend. Randall was banished to the human world, where he was mistaken for a crocodile and beaten to death with a shovel. They find the right door, but it's de-energized. Mike tries to make Boo laugh so that the door will get power, but he fails. Waterbug wants to turn them into the Secret Service, but the friends are devious and the girl eludes their pursuit. Waterbug chases Sully and the girl. Sully lures the boss into the training room and forces a confession. Waterbug confesses his devious plan to kidnap the children for the company, and it's all caught on camera. Mike and the Secret Service are watching from the sidelines. Waterbug gets arrested. The pretty secretary is suddenly the head of the Secret Service. The girl is finally sent home, but on the condition that the door be permanently destroyed. Sully realizes she won't see her again and can't hold back her tears. The door is destroyed. Mike picks up a wooden splinter and gives it to a friend. The factory is in danger of closing and Monster World is in global crisis, because the children's cry was the only source of electricity. But then a brilliant idea pops into Sully's head. If children's laughter brings much more energy, why not use it? The Fear Corporation becomes the Laugh Corporation, and the monsters, instead of scaring children, start making them laugh. In this endeavor, Mike excelled far more than his comrade. Mike pulls Sully out of the work environment by telling him he has a surprise for him. Sully sees Boo's door in pieces and inserts the last shard. The door closes, he goes inside and sees the little girl he missed so much. And that's the story of Monster Corporation. Write your opinion about the cartoon in the comments and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you later, friends.